podcast, episode 46. Myself, Samuel Law. Happy New Year, guys. Happy New Year to the listeners. Happy New Year to everyone out there. Got coach with me. What are you saying?
Yeah, man. Happy New Year to all the followers and everything. And here we go again.
Yeah, man. All right, New Year. Same old. Man United, no better place to start at Anfield. Liverpool, 2-0 winners against Man United. Coach, first of all, what do you think about the game in general? We'll get into the ins and outs part. Well, what do you think about the game in general?
It was a weird one because it was like split into like 15-minute increments, like stuff like that. Because the first 15 minutes United were cool. Second 15 minutes Liverpool came into it. Towards the end of the half, United came back into it again. Towards the beginning of the second half, Liverpool kicked on again. I think Salah missed a gilt-edged chance. They had a couple more opportunities. I think Mane had one as well and stuff like that. And then basically the last, I'd say, 20 minutes, United were pressing, picking up the balls in dangerous areas and stuff like that. So it was a 2-0, but I think also you can tell by Mo Salah, his goal at the end showed what the game was really like, and that was Liverpool on edge. United didn't have the quality up front, and the way they celebrated that second goal, it was more relief. You saw Alisson running from all the way his goal, his basically his goal area all the way to Salah to celebrate. It was just that relief. So United, in terms of the whole game, it was just 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there for both teams, basically.
What do you think about the lineup that Oli went with, like the structure and the shape he went with for the game?
I was confused at first. I wanted to see if he would do the 3-5-2 again, which kind of nullifies their Trent Alexander-Arnold and Robinson, which we've been doing well like the last couple of times we played them. But it looked like Brandon Williams was kind of playing the wing-back role at times and then tucking in at times, helping Shaw. And I think that's what the main thing was. I think he trusts Wan-Bissaka to do what he does on his wing, even though he didn't have a great game. But he doesn't trust Luke Shaw in a plain back four. Basically, he doesn't trust Luke Shaw. So with Luke Shaw, he can't get up and down. But he's very good in short bursts. Like short 5 to 10 yard bursts. He's good, but he doesn't have the conditioning to go up and down. Williams does have the conditioning to go up and down. So to double up on Salah, which for the most part it worked and stuff like that. So when I saw that's how Oli was doing it, for me it was the liner made sense after that, basically.
Zonal marking, man. Because that's what it comes down to, isn't it? It's zonal marking, basically. Liverpool scored, Van Dijk scores from a header. You're thinking, why is it Maguire on Van Dijk? Why is Williams, young boy Williams, left with Van Dijk in the box? There's no way. There's only one winner. Van Dijk eats him up.
But the problem is with zonal marking, the only person that you put it down to is the coach. That's the only person we can blame. I don't think we can blame Maguire. I don't think we can blame Brandon Williams. You just got to blame the coach. The coach has put the structure in place. For some reason, they've looked at their monitors or analytics or whatever they want to look at, and they're saying that zonal marking concedes less goals. Well, we've conceded another one from zonal marking, and I think we're the top of the league now, from what Sky Sports said, in terms of conceding goals from set pieces and whatnot. So for me, the zonal marking, the reason why I don't like it, it passes on too much responsibility, basically. So right now with that goal, there's an inquest now. Did Brandon Williams block Virgil van Dijk correctly, or did Maguire approach the ball in the right manner? Do you get what I'm saying? Now the inquest is going on, whereas if it's man-to-man, Maguire, go and stand on Virgil. If Virgil scores, it's your fault. It's as simple as that. Brandon Williams, go stand on your man. If he scores, it's your fault. So we all know it's pretty clear. But with zonal marking, a lot of players, when they're defending, they get away with things. Because with zonal marking, all you need to do is get in the gaps. If the ball comes in between the two players in the gap, then whose fault is it? Is it the person in front that it went over his head? Or is it the person's fault behind him who has just landed in front of him? So that's why I don't like zonal marking.
It's a lot of ball watching with zonal marking, basically.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, but I mean, credit to Liverpool. Congratulations to Liverpool fans. This is your day. You won the game 2-0. They could have made it 2-0 before the end of the half. They scored through Firmino. Bad boy goal. Yeah. Bad boy goal. But the referee ruled it out. Who ruled it out first? Was it the referee gave it? The
referee allowed it.
Okay, so
the referee allowed it. He said it was a fair challenge and whatnot. And then obviously they went to VAR and they said it was a free kick.
So what do you think? Is that a free kick?
No, I don't think it's a free kick, to be fair, because from one angle it looks like his arm is going on to De Gea, Virgil van Dijk. But if you look at it from another angle, he's literally just elevated and just gone up for a normal header. And obviously, De Gea, I'm not a goalkeeping coach, but I know goalkeeping coaches that it's goalkeeping 101. When you go for the ball in the air with two hands, you have to put your knee out, which protects your body, basically. And people don't want to get a knee in the back, a knee in the stomach or something, but it's protecting you. But he never goes up like that because he's very soft. That's the weakest part of his game. Anything that's got to do with contact, he doesn't like. And he doesn't go up with the right technique, and he's not commanding. He's not like, oh, Virgil's about to jump, but he's got a body position where Virgil's like, you know what, I'm not going to jump with him. Like, he looks too commanding for me and stuff like that. So for me, I thought it was a goal, personally.
I mean, I've seen a lot of games, countless games where the same incident and they've given it to the keeper. And there's always been like amongst fans saying the referees always favour the keepers in those situations. So I didn't see any reason why the referee would have changed today. Even against Everton, when Calvert-Lewin was all on him, that was a foul in my opinion as well. And Solskjaer was very vocal about that. So for me today, it's one of them ones. If it was your team, you're thinking it's harsh. Against you, you're calling that all day. Because Van Dijk, when you look at it, Van Dijk, he actually backed into him. It's not like De Gea was jumping. Okay, he's went for the header, but De Gea's jumping vertical. Okay. Van Dijk's jumped. If you watch again, Van Dijk's jumped into him. He's gone for the ball as well, but his backs basically end up on De Gea. Like, so he's basically backed into him.
But what I'm saying,
we've seen them given.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that he's jumping, but De Gea doesn't have the right body. What am I looking for?
No, I know what you're saying.
De Gea hasn't got up with the right technique. So if you're not going with the right technique, you're allowing that player into your space. And Virgil van Dijk is a physical player. He's a centre-back. So he's going up for a header like a centre-back does. Like he scored his goal. But De Gea, you want to go up there with all that in your head where I'm going to get protected. As long as someone touches me, the referee's going to blow the whistle. And guess what? The referee didn't blow the whistle because he could see for himself that
De Gea was livid though.
Yeah, of course he was livid because it's another stain on his name that anytime anything comes and it's physical, he can't handle it. And as a goalkeeper, don't forget, you can also jump. But you've also got your hands in the air too, so you've got an advantage. What more do you want? And you can put your knee out as well. What more do you want? And stuff like that. So for me, he got away with one there.
Oh yeah, lucky boy.
Let him off.
Lucky boy. How do you feel United reacted to obviously, usually like we even said it, United, the heads are gonna go down now, like the character's just not there. But for me personally, I feel like United, they played well. I actually feel like the quality was just lacking. The structure of what Oli put out today, for me, if you swap certain players, that might have worked. You might have nicked a point. We had chances through Pereira. If Wan-Bissaka puts his foot through the ball there, and lays it off for Pereira, that's 1-1. Then the Martial one as well. So there were chances, but United, for me, like players like Fred, Maguire, they played well for me.
And they're the only ones that you can see that even if we get signings, we'd keep them in the first 11.
What, Fred?
Listen, Fred has been balling. I don't care what anybody say. That Fred has been balling. Me personally, I like the 4-3-3, so I'd like Fred in the 3 in the midfield. I think another two quality CMs next to him, you'll even see more from Fred. Yeah. Right now, Fred is forced to carry that midfield. And it's a big difference. So people are judging him on, can Fred carry a midfield? I don't think he can carry a midfield.
Like when you're seeing him running through and shooting, that's not his game anyway.
But he has to carry. Yeah. If he doesn't go forward, where's Matic going? He's not going forward. And
Pereira is just on the pitch. Yeah, that's what it is. Pereira's on the pitch.
Yeah, he's just a body. He's just a human being running around. So
we called during the game. I called Fred Robin. He's like he needs like a Batman. If he has like a solid centre mid next to him, he'll just do the other stuff, basically.
And that's what it is. So with him, he played well and whatnot. But going back to your point in terms of the structure, I think Oli got it right again. If you look at the game, Pereira was picking up some balls in places where as soon as he was on a half turn, he was running at the back four. The problem was it was his decision afterwards. He don't have he's either taking too long on the ball, he's passing it too early, he's shooting when he's not supposed to shoot, and his decision making is just awful. It's just absolutely awful. But then we have him who can do the agility stuff and run and turn on a half turn quickly, but doesn't have the quality. Then we have Mata who came on, who does have the quality, but he ain't got the agility, he ain't got the pace to get away from players when he does the half turn. So right now, that's where we're at as United. Like, Ollie's putting out some good structured plans, but obviously the thing with Ollie, when it's the teams that are coming at him, he looks better that way. Do you know what I'm saying? With his structure, but it's the teams that sit in, like today, Liverpool, for the last, I think, 5 to 6 minutes, they sat in. 2 banks of 4, break us down. That's what Klopp done.
But what does that say about Klopp doing that? 1-0 up.
I think that's respect to Ollie. That's respect to Ollie, because guess what? I'll leave Salah up front, and if we can get a breakaway like that, then we get a breakaway like that. And if we don't, then at least we got our 2 banks of 4. So that's just respect to, that is respect to Ollie. Basically saying, you know what, you guys are getting in behind, but you just don't have the quality. Martial should have finished. Like you said, Wan-Bissaka should have been better quality and stuff like that. But we just don't have the quality. Like Salah didn't have a great game, but he went through, held off James. It's not easy to hold off James because he's got pace, and he's just finished calmly because he's
James done well to get back there. He was,
but Salah's got the quality up front. Do you get what I'm saying? He's just got the quality. Like the goal that Virgil van Dijk scored. Who crossed the ball?
For Van Dijk.
Yeah, it was Alexander-Arnold. Yeah. Quality. Do you know what I'm saying? When he's headering the ball, how many headers has he got this season? Quality. Just in that final third, it's just quality. That's just what it is that we don't have. Like, even we go back to basic stuff like Fred taking corners and free kicks. Really? Fred? But that's what we've come to. That he's the one taking corners and free kicks, but he has to carry the team. And that's where we're at. We're lacking quality. We're getting to the final third very easily. Yeah, even our pressing was good today. Our pressing off the ball. Liverpool couldn't get out. They couldn't give it to Henderson and Wijnaldum and play those. They couldn't really get out too tough. But we get to the final third and the quality is just, it's so fun. We were banging our heads together. Like, it's just, the quality is just, it's not there. It's not there.
Yeah, it's frustrating, man. 2-0. Yeah, so, I mean, let's get on to actually the reason why there's no quality. Obviously, there's injuries, but the squad obviously needs kind of help. Yeah. So if you're Woodward and you watched that today, what's your next move? What's the play? What's the structure of Man United right now?
I don't think what people have to understand about Woodward's more concerned about the retweets of the match. How many times United's name was mentioned on Twitter? The world. That's what he's on.
Not if it's good. No, not if it's bad tweets.
They don't care. This is what I'm trying to say. They don't. People like Woodward and like they're businessmen. They don't care. The retweets, all that sort of stuff. Man United's name and hashtags and all that. What's trending? Liverpool won, but Man United's name is still in the. This is what these men care about. So when you say when Woodward looked at this today, don't you think it would do this and that to his head? I don't think he cares, and it will even prove to you that he doesn't even care. Look at the Fernandes deal. Why is that taking so long? Why was Fernandes not there on January the 1st? Tell me why. What have we been doing since the summer? And all I've asked as well, when I said January transfer window, it was very hard to get the players you want. But just one. Let's just get one, and then summer you can get your 3 or 4, whatever you want to go and get.
Offload the ones that the Deadwood. Ashley Young has gone, by the way.
What has taken so long about this Fernandes deal? Please tell me. What's taking so long?
Couldn't tell you, mate.
And this is my issue. So, but guess what? Like I said to the guys in our football group and all that, I'm not having a go at Woodward no more, because once again, you've got another manager like Ollie who's come out and said, if it's the right player, the money is there. Now, Ollie, have you identified Fernandes as the right player? It seems like you have. Yeah. If he's the right player and you said the money's there, why are we haggling over the money? Now I'm confused. We're haggling over money. But Ollie, you've come out and put your neck on the line and say, if we want that player and we need to spend that money on that player, we'll spend that money on that player. But right now, negotiations, it seems like you're not spending money on that player. So what's going on? I don't know.
And I mean, during the game, it came out, Henry Winter says Rashford will be out for 2 to 3 months. Let me try to get the tweet, the actual... hold on.
Well, Martin Tyler said it anyway, so.
Oh, I can't even find it. But it says something about his tailbone. It's floating bone in his back. Stress fracture. So he's going to be out for 2 to 3 months. But you know what? Even during the Watford Wolves game, FA Cup, and he came off injured. United Wolves. Okay. Coach, you and I, we battled. We had an argument about this. You said soft. Rashford soft. Yeah. And I was saying, no. Rashford, if there's one player that's not soft, is Rashford. He's not coming off the pitch because he's felt a little niggle. He plays through injury. Now it's come out that he's out for 2 to 3 months. United are going to be strikerless in terms of, or one attacker down. You have to take that back now, surely.
Okay, so is he soft or stupid? Which one now? So he's not soft. We've gone.
Bruv, don't start all that. Are you?
You asked me to answer the question, okay? So we've gone past the soft stage because he's got this stress fracture, yeah? So the soft tag is off him, yeah? Cool. But is he stupid now? Because when Ollie came out and said, yo, he's been battling this back injury for a while. Now, if he's battling this back injury for a while, number one, we all know in football, whatever level you've played at and whatnot, when you have a niggling injury, it's always easier to start than come on. It's always easier to start than come on, because coming on, when you've done your warm-up and this and that, now you have to get straight into match pace. Like I said, that might have put the stress on his back and whatnot, and it's backfired. Even Ollie said, me putting him out there has backfired and whatnot, because I knew he was carrying this back injury. Did I have to play him against Wolves? I could, whether we lost or won against Wolves, I could have just left him on the bench and prepared him for this match.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So all this smart or stupid, it's not neither one. He's not stupid. He's just not soft, basically.
No, but what I'm saying, the soft tag is now off him.
But he's not stupid either. He's trying to play for his team. You obviously have it. Lingard and players like that are not doing so.
I hear what you're saying, but what I'm saying is that these men have all this technology nowadays to find out how bad your injury is and stuff like that. If you're not playing against Wolves, don't forget, Wolves are not no like team from Wolves from back in the day where we can just send out the reserves against Wolves. Wolves are a proper team. So if they've put you on the bench, number one, that's for this match against Liverpool. Number two, they know you've been carrying a back injury and you need rest. We've all been saying it, correct? Everyone's been saying about Rashford. He needs rest. He's been running to the ground. He needs rest. That was his game, to get rest. It backfired on him and it backfired on Ollie and it backfired on the team as well. So if you're talking about going back to what you're saying about, I have to take back the soft tag's not on him right now. He's got his stress fracture. He's out for 2 to 3 months. So that back injury, that the niggles that he was talking about, he was carrying, it was really serious. So for him as a footballer at 22, when he's getting older, when you get these sort of injuries, you got to look after yourself a bit better. I know you want to play every game. Yeah, I know you want to play, but you also have to look after yourself, because these are the things that happen at the end of the day. So to be blunt, the soft tag is off him.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay, so he's not soft. Cool.
Soft tag is off him.
Erling Haaland, United target in January and last summer. Oh yeah, you know what? Just January. He moved to Dortmund. Debut yesterday, banged a hat trick. How ironic that our striker's out now and he's there banging goals in Germany. Shouldn't we have got him? Shouldn't we have gone all out to get him? Or
I wasn't a Haaland fan for 2 reasons. I think he was a flash in the pan. That's what I think he was. I think his stature made everyone make him look like he's some sort of a well-oiled Peter Crouch sort of thing because of his body structure. And number 3, Raiola. At the end of the day, Raiola's taken Man United to the cleaners already once. Do you want to go down that road again with this young man? Let him go and play in Dortmund. Dortmund, you know what Dortmund does? They'll let you play and then they'll sell you in a couple of years. That's what Dortmund want to do. At the end of the day, that's what Raiola's about. Raiola's about getting his clients move after move after move. He's got him the first move. He's probably on 150 a week or whatever it is at Dortmund. And then the big Premier League move will come after when he's played 3 or 4 years at Dortmund. That's all Raiola's trying to do. So coming to Man United right now, I wasn't unhappy that we didn't get Haaland or anything like that. He wasn't even on my wish list anyway. But once I found out he was with Raiola, that was another thing that was just like, now you have to deal with Raiola, who wants Pogba to leave, but you don't want Pogba to leave, and then he's telling Pogba to get a second opinion on his surgery so he doesn't play, and this, and you're dealing with the same guy. Why go through that stress? We're already dealing with stress with Fernandes. We don't even know who his agent is. So you can imagine Raiola and Haaland this month. It would have been madness.
Where do you see United going from here, from now to the end of the season? So Rashford, 2 to 3 months is basically, he's out for the rest of the season, basically. Probably catch the back end of it. Yeah. So you got Greenwood that has to step up now. Or do you go into the transfer window and make a panic buy? Cavani supposedly available.
No panic buys. That's number one. I think we're kind of no. There's no loans, man. If you're either in or you're out. I'm not really on this loan thing.
Henrik Larsson, that works. Huh? Henrik Larsson. Yeah. Shout out my dog, Henrik Larsson. You remember that one under Fergie?
Yes. 6 months.
Yeah, 6 months. He came in January. Won the league.
But there's no Henrik Larssons out there like that right now. Let's be honest. Henrik Larsson was a good player. There's no players like him with that experience as well. There's no players like him out there right now. For me, I just think Ollie has to go back into.
Martial and Greenwood are not going to be able to carry you. Like Rashford's goals alone.
No, but this is what you do. This is what I was going to come on to. He now has to use a new system. That's what he has to use. Like, he can't do the 4-2-3-1 stuff because you don't have the three attackers. They're going to burn out. They're going to have James, whoever's in the middle, Pereira or Mata, and then you'll have Greenwood on. They're just going to burn out at the end of the day. So I think he needs to change his thing. Bailly coming back, I think, will help. Maybe we might go 3 at the back, 2 wing backs, 3 in the middle, and there's 2 up top. So maybe you can rotate James, Martial, and Greenwood. Just every game, someone sits out.
Greenwood has to step up now. He's a young boy, just turned 19. Is this fair on him?
It's not about it being fair. If he's good enough, he's old enough. So I'm not really watching his age, but I'm not looking at him as to be some saviour and whatnot. Greenwood is not a saviour. What he's doing this season is what he's supposed to do. 20 minutes here, a game there, sometimes a full game, 45 minutes here. That's what he's supposed to do.
But that's been under Rashford. So now that Rashford's
that's what I said, the change of system. There has to be a change of system. We can't go through another 4-2-3-1 and then burn out our 2 wide attackers. We don't have anybody else. So if you don't have anybody else, you have to protect the James, you have to protect Greenwood, you have to protect Martial, and just play 2 up top. Play 3 at the back, who keeps us solid. Bailly can come back, he can play from the back. Him, Lindelof and Maguire and whatnot. Play Williams and Wan-Bissaka as wing backs. 3 in the middle, you can have... Obviously, it's got to be Matic, Fred, and whoever you want to pick out there, and then the 2 up top. We've got to change it around.
What would you say about What would you say to the fans that are gonna watch that game, and they see it from another view that Ollie's it's not good enough, like he's not getting the best out of the squad, get rid of him, blah blah blah. What would you say to those fans? Because I mean, surely everyone can see what Ollie is dealing with here. They can see the cards he's being dealt and the resources he has. Can you do any more with this, basically?
For me, no. I mean, today showed me that the plan that he went with worked. The plan that he went with worked. I mean, we're even watching the highlights right now where Fred's picking up the ball. And these are all good areas, but Fred shouldn't be taking that shot. Do you get what I'm saying? Fred should have broke up play and gave it to somebody else who's got the quality in the final third. Look at this chance here with Martial and Pereira playing the 1-2.
He just tries to put his foot through it.
Tries to put his foot through it. It's just that quality up front where someone like Martial, as he gets older, he has to understand in these sort of games, that's your one chance. That's where big strikers are made. That one chance there, and you've got to finish that at Anfield at a big game like that. So for me, Ollie doesn't have the quality, but today's game plan worked. When we pressed Liverpool, they couldn't get out most of the time. Yeah? And when we had the ball, we seemed like we always had an extra pass on. Basically, we always had 2v1 down the flanks and stuff like that. And then we was picking up the ball behind Henderson, being the DM and stuff like that. And I like that. That shows me that there was a game plan. Now, once again, obviously, the game plan works better when you have Liverpool who are coming at us. They're not coming to put 2 banks of 4. That's Ollie's next step as a manager to develop and as a coach, is that when he plays against the teams that put 2 banks of 4, we need the quality players in between those lines to open up those gaps. And right now he doesn't have that. That's why he looks like a abject manager who can't break teams down, because he doesn't have the quality there.
Yeah, like I said, shout out to Liverpool, credit to them, top of the league, flying. I mean, their name's on the trophy. They can wrap this up by, I think, March times. So what's that?
I'm not saying that.
Nah, man, you got to congratulate them, man.
I'm not saying that. No. When their name is on the trophy, I'll congratulate. I just can't bring myself to say they have won the league.
Yeah, man, you got to be neutral. We're media now. You get me with media. So, so yeah, man, congratulate Liverpool. Can they go the whole season undefeated? Because Tottenham...
That's not the next step. The whole season. It's Arsenal's record. That stupid thing that Arsenal fans have been talking about for how many years about Invincibles. I think these guys are 10 games out and they're going to go 49 games unbeaten. So all that stuff Arsenal fans you've been talking about out there, you're going to be shut very quiet unless someone beats this team. They're about 10 games out from that 49 record run. So people are talking about unbeaten for the whole season. It's not the whole season thing. They've gone I think 38 or 39 games unbeaten in the Premier League.
I didn't think of that because I'm thinking it has to be the season, because obviously Arsenal went the whole season undefeated.
Might do both. That's the thing. They might do both. So they'll do both and crush Arsenal's record.
So what do you want? You're sitting up with a smile on your face. Do you want Liverpool to do that?
Right now, I just want one team to beat Liverpool. Right now, that's my only. If they get the record, yeah, and they've won the World Club Championship, and they've beaten Arsenal's 49, I'm just sick of this team. I'm sick of it.
I mean, it's Jurgen Klopp, man. Credit to him. They're doing it.
Of course, credit to Klopp, man. Like, listen,
we were here a couple years. Was it a year ago? Saying we have to see what he can do. Blah blah. Now fast forward.
Listen, with that Champions League victory, even though they didn't play well, he got the cup, and it's opened the doors for basically the belief. Because don't forget, everyone was talking about Liverpool. You get to the dance, but you're not dancing. You ain't got no dance partner.
Yeah.
Like, you're getting invitations, but you're not really going to the party and stuff. But it was that Champions League victory that gave the rest of the team belief that we can go on and win other big trophies. You can even see the nerves in the Champions League final when they had it. It was nervous against Tottenham. It wasn't a great match, but they got through it. They lifted up the trophy, and now they have a different mindset. And that's what's helped them go into this season. And now they started off on the house on fire. So,
yeah, man. Yeah. So that's it. Nothing about Liverpool anymore. That's it. That's enough for the episode. Quick question, yeah, because I think we can either do this now or do this later. In the week, you know, Kev was saying, shout out Kev, he was saying Grealish, he want man Grealish at United, but we're not going to talk about United, we're just going to talk about who you prefer, Maddison or Grealish. Who's more your type of player?
you have to pick one.
What do you want to pick? Both of them? Or?
I don't like either of them. But if I was gonna,
You don't like either Maddison or Grealish?
I don't like either of them. They're not the type of players that I hopefully they go for at United anyway.
Number 10s, basically.
Listen, no, it's not for me. I'm sure there's better on number 10s out there than that. But in terms of both of them, I would prefer Maddison. If I was going for either of them, because I think Maddison, I don't know, I think he's got a bit more just to his all-round game and stuff like that. Grealish is a good player, don't get me wrong, he's a good player, he's a good leader as well, good mentality, that he's got a strong mentality as well, he's got a bit of swagger about him as well, but all-round game.
And look at Grealish's work, look at Grealish's playing with though.
Of course, and you got to give Grealish thing, but if I had money and someone told me to buy either of those players, I would just go for Maddison. That's who I'd go for.
Yeah, man. When Jose Mourinho first came in, yeah, you were singing his praises. You said he's gonna change the mentality in Spurs. You know, the players are gonna have the winning mentality. That's what he's coming to do. He's gonna come in to win trophies. Poch has only taken them as far as he could. First, what I'm gonna ask you is, having seen the start of Jose's tenure, at Spurs, do you think he can outdo what the heights of what Poch did?
No, he won't do it right now until investments made. I think that everyone knows that squad. I think that squad has got boring to people. It's reached the ceiling at the end of the day. And then without Kane as well, you've definitely reached the ceiling. But I'll be the first to say it now. Look out for Spurs being sold in the near future. Just look out for Spurs as a club being sold off.
What makes you say that?
I'm just telling you right now. Just look out for Spurs being sold off in the future. But now back to what you said.
Jose, yeah. This is when people say Jose talks too much, because when he first came in, he was, I don't know if it was a shot at United or I'm not sure. He was saying, this squad I've got, I don't need to do much to it. I'm happy. This is a solid squad. He said that.
Not much.
Huh?
There's not much he needs to do to it.
Yeah, but even you just said the squad needs to be a lot of this.
No, I'm talking about they don't need the signings that United need. Like they just need 3 or 4. Realistically, like they don't need the overhaul that United need. Like they just need. Sometimes it's just fresh players coming in. You don't need to get rid of anyone. You don't need to get rid of Ali and all these players, but they need competition as well. So when they're coming into training, it's not always because they hit a wall with Pochettino. Everyone knew who the starting lineup was always going to be. Who was going to really test Kane? Who was really going to test Ali like that? Who was going to really test these players that are playing week in, week out? Whereas Mourinho, I think he just needs 3 or 4 players. He's cool with his squad now, but he knows to go to the next level.
He's not cool with his squad.
No, I'm not talking about going with this same squad and moving forward. I'm talking about, I don't think he would want to get rid of anyone desperately. Whereas like United, there was a lot of players that he was probably wanted to get rid of. But over here, he's talking about the squad that he's already got is good, but to go to the next level, we just need that injection of a couple signings and whatnot, just fresh faces that gives competition within the squad. So it's going to be interesting in the summer. Obviously, I know they're not going to do nothing in January and whatnot, but in the summer, it's going to be interesting to see what angle Spurs go with.
But what do you think about this? Obviously, this Kane injury, he's out for a while. Jose's playing Son up top.
Yeah.
How long before he starts throwing his toys at the Prem? Because you know Jose, man.
Well, what I'm saying, if Jose, I don't think Jose is in a position to throw any toys out of any Prem and whatnot. He just needs to keep the ship steady. Yeah, he can't go on a 6-7 game losing streak or something because the fans will get on his back. But the fans even know themselves, the ones that I speak to, know that even before Mourinho came in, they needed fresh faces in that squad anyway. And it's the angle's now pointing to Levy type of thing. Now it's now pointing to Levy. So now you had Poch, you didn't want to give him the money.
But surely Levy knew that of all people, if I don't want people to point fingers at me, Jose's not the right guy. Because after a while, it's going to be blatant that it's on me.
Number one, I don't think Levy cares about what most people think anyway. He just does his own thing. But like I said, just don't be surprised in the near future if Spurs are sold to somebody else. This is what I'm saying. So if what I'm hearing is correct and whatnot, it now makes sense, that appointment. Because does Jose know it's going to be sold soon? Does Levy know that, I need to change the mentality of this club before I leave? And stuff like that. Because don't forget, he was persuaded to get Mourinho by that agent guy, that's Zaha's agent, who's a very powerful Israeli agent. So he's the one that told Abramovich to buy Chelsea as well. So he's very influential in English football, just in the background and stuff like that. So for me, it's not an ideal appointment. Everyone saw it. It's not ideal. Like, Jose needs money, but Spurs don't spend money. So why would you get Jose again?
That's what I said at the start.
But Levy's not dumb. Jose's not dumb. Like, if Jose's a man that knows he needs money, why are you going to go Spurs? But guess what? It's his last chance saloon in England. He's not going to have no other top job in England.
It might have been desperation then. It might not even been that he knew something was going to happen. He might have just been that.
I don't think it's desperation. I just said watch Spurs in the near future, what direction they go. And then we'll see his appointment making sense. I'm just saying, just look at in the near future of what's going to happen at Spurs.
Do you think they'll get Champions League next season?
I don't think.
And if they don't, what does this mean for obviously signings?
I don't think so. I don't think they'll get Champions League. Even when they did get Champions League, you weren't getting any signings anyway. Because of their wage structure. They don't break the wage structure for anyone. So whether they get Champions League or not, I don't think they're defined by that. Their finances are not defined by that. Their finances are defined by Levy and his business model. And his business model hits a ceiling that we're not going to pay for this player more than, do you get what I'm saying, this amount of money. So I just want to see the direction Levy goes in with Mourinho moving forward in the summer. Right now, you can't really judge it. He's come in, whether he likes the squad or not, it's majority Pochettino players and stuff like that. So let's see what direction they go in the summer. Now, if they come out with the same squad they got now, then that's letting you know Mourinho's been told, listen, you got to work with what you got. There's no peas over here. So you need to work with what you got. You need to bring Tanganga in and them guys from the youth team and start working with them guys, because you ain't going to get no 200 mil spend over here. So,
I said a couple of weeks back, I said this Jose appointment, can either go both ways. It can show that, Jose's a top manager, or it can show that Poch was just getting the best out of these players, because certain players like Trippier and the Davies and all those guys, those are not the names that you'd really say they're going to do anything. But Poch had them playing at such a high level, and, they were trying to push for the titles. They went to Champions League finals. So could it be where, like I said, Poch has basically taken him to where he could, and Jose might, because you know what it is as well. Do you see the fans? The Tottenham fans, they when Jose got appointed, they did say we're ready to sacrifice the football because Jose's a winner. He wins trophies, yeah. But if they keep on getting these kind of results and they're playing the kind of football that Jose plays, and not the slick football that we've been seeing Tottenham play for the last 5 years, obviously, where does this leave Jose with the fans? Like?
And this is what I'm saying about you. I don't think you will see the uproar in fans like that until maybe December this year, where he's had the summer and you've had 6 months, and you had 6 months prior to that to sort out the squad. Do you get what I'm saying? I think that's when you hear the disgruntlement from the fans, where you know where the direction of the club's going off the pitch, and you also know where the direction of the club is going on the pitch. I think right now, most clued up Spurs fans, they know at the end this squad is stale right now. And then you had another significant injury in who's out for 3 months, Sissoko as well, who's played quite well over the past 18 months and whatnot. So let's just give Jose some time. Let him get to the summer, see what he can do with Levy, and then you just know the direction your club's going. If you go out the whole summer and you don't have any signings, then that's clearly telling you that Levy has told him there's no peas at this club to spend. We have to pay back for this £1 billion stadium, and we have interest payments. There's nothing here for you, Jose. You know what you came into, and it's time to work. And then that's when the fans can now get onto Jose and whatnot. So we'll see.
Yeah, and on the other side of North London, Arsenal, they're going through their process. We were here when Arteta got appointed, or even before that, when he was linked for the job, and you were...
I said Arteta should have got appointed. And he did, yeah.
Okay, so you got appointed. Okay, so you got that one. But so now he's in. Have you seen any change from Arsenal? Are you seeing kind of positives, or is it the same, or it's going to take longer than expected?
I think all Arsenal fans have pointed out to the two words that told me that Arteta, if backed, and I'm not talking about, when I mean backed, I don't mean backed with 300-400 mil, but if backed, if you allow him to just do his thing and get out the way, which it looks like Josh Kroenke and them, man, I've got out of the way, because since he got appointed, I haven't heard from them, man. So that's maybe something from Arteta that, you need to just stay in the background. The Abu Dhabi guys don't talk at Man City, so you need to keep quiet over here, yeah? So let me just do my job. But since he's come in, the two words that showed me that he is management material, he came in there and said certain things are non-negotiable. I don't care who you are at the team, there's certain things I'm going to implement that are non-negotiable. When a manager comes in and says that there's a clear plan, there's no, I need to chat to this player, I need to chat to that player to see what they're thinking. There's certain things that are going to be non-negotiable.
Like what?
The work rate is non-negotiable. Right now, I'm even hearing Arsenal fans talking about they're getting mad with Ozil, but because he's really working hard, but he's not really creating nothing. But it was always both of them that he wasn't doing. He wasn't creating and he wasn't working hard enough. But guess what? Arteta's come in, and guys like Ozil have to work hard off the ball now. Otherwise, you will not play, because it's non-negotiable what I'm trying to do.
But didn't we see Emery doing that? There was times Emery omitted Ozil from the squad because he wasn't working hard enough.
But what I'm saying is that the way but that's what I'm saying. Emery's press conferences and that coming in. Don't forget he's Spanish too. But his press conference coming in, there was no sort of. He was never talking about the direction he wants the club to go in. For me, it just seems that Emery was happy to have a job, especially after PSG sacked him. He was just happy to have another top job. Whereas Arteta's come in with a clear mindset and a clear game plan. Because he's not going to leave City halfway through the season if he hasn't told Arsenal board his game plan and all that stuff. And if they don't implement what he wants straight away, that he's going to leave his City job, where he's been working with top footballers with top mentalities, to come and take care of this band of rubbish over here. Do you get what I'm saying? So I think he's left that City job to come to Arsenal because he's got them guarantees. You will deal with the transfers. Tell us who you want, we'll try and get them and stuff like that. We can't blow 200 and 300 mil, but we'll try and get them. But he's just going to work with the squad he's got now. He's just going to assess the players before you get to summer. So, for example, Arsenal, the fans have been saying a lot of times when they go into games and watching, they're running out of gas at the end of matches and they're conceding silly goals and stuff like that. That's because they haven't been trained hard enough. That's because Arteta's come in and he just wants to see who can last in his program. And if you can't last in his program in the summer, he'll just get rid of you. But in the summer, he'll have a full pre-season to work with them, to work on their fitness. Because I don't think a lot of the Arsenal players will fit this season to do what Arteta wants them to do. But for me, I think it's a great sign. I think it's a great appointment for Arsenal.
But you're saying he can just get rid of the ones that are not up to par. I'm sure Emery wasn't rating everyone in that Arsenal team, and I'm sure he couldn't get rid of them.
But Emery had no power at Arsenal. That's the difference. There was Mislintat there. Then you had this whatever.
Wait, so you're saying Arsenal's structure's changing a bit from head coach to manager now?
It's changed. 100% it's changed. He's the problem. I said it before and I'm going to say it again. Arsenal's first choice was who? It was Allegri. You couldn't get him. He wasn't interested. The second choice was Arteta. Arteta's main question was, am I going to be dealing with the transfers? No, we've got Mislintat coming in from Dortmund. So you're going to work with him? No, I'm not interested. You can go on to the next man. That's why they got Emery. Emery's like, I just got sacked from PSG. Yo, I don't mind the Arsenal job. I'll take it for 2 years. I don't mind. Yes, Mislintat, yes, you buy all the players for me. But he's not going to leave City without them transfer guarantees. You just need to read between the tea leaves at the end of the day. He's not going to leave that sort of job to come to a job where next man is picking the players for him. Why does that make any sense for me? I should just stay at City, wait for Pep to retire or leave, then I'll take over at City. So why should I leave and whatnot? But he's left on the guarantees of they really, really wanted him. And even Edu and I think the other guy, what's his name? The one that...
Sanelli.
Yeah, they said, yo, his plan and how he sat down with us, that's why they were at his yard at 1 a.m. What are you doing at someone's house at 1 a.m. if you're not serious about what they're serious about at the end of the day? So I think he's got these guarantees where, this is what I'm saying, you ain't heard from the Josh Cronkies and that, good luck to Arteta, this and that, we've appointed Arteta. All you hear is Sanelli. That's the one you've heard. That's the guy he's dealing with. He's not dealing with the owners. The owners just need to deal with Sanelli. And he's going to tell Sanelli what he wants. That's how the structure works. It's not me as the manager going to Josh Kroenke and asking him what I want. Sanelli, you talk to him, yeah, and then you come back and talk to me. That's how we're going to work every single day. That's how a football club works. And the same thing in City. Pep talks to Berestein. He don't talk to the Abu Dhabi owners and whatnot. He talks to Berestein. Berestein talks to the owners. You come back to me. That's how it works. So that's why when Arteta's coming into press conferences and saying, I know what a winning mentality looks like. I know what a winning club looks like. I know how it's supposed to look like. But he just has to do it from the ground up.
How long is the process going to take, do you reckon?
He has to have at least 2 summers to see the direction he's going. And I said direction he's going. Not necessarily the finished article, just the direction that he's going. So I think he needs this summer, which is going to have 6 months to get to know the players. And then the next summer, he should have as well to really kick on his plans. But I think it's a good appointment from Arsenal.
Fair enough, fair enough. They got Chelsea in the week. Stamford Bridge. Before we get out of here, let's preview that game. What do you reckon?
I think it's a good game. I mean, you don't know what type of Chelsea's going to turn up nowadays, isn't it? And they've been worse at home than away this season. So if Arsenal go in there with that confidence, I think he can go. That's definitely a 50-50 match. Like I think in previous years, everyone would have just said, "Oh, Chelsea's going to wipe Arsenal."
Chelsea at home are not really good anyway.
They're not really good, and right now you don't know what Chelsea's going to turn up. They could turn up and turn over Arsenal 3-0, or they can turn up and lose 2-1.
No Aubameyang though.
No Aubameyang, but you got to get on with it. At the end of the day, Lacazette, people have been telling me Lacazette is a top striker. That's what guys have been telling me for years. Oh, Lacazette, play him and Lacazette. You can't have Lacazette on the bench. Okay, Lacazette, let's see what you're on.
You know Lacazette, yeah. I'm gonna give him a plea, yeah. He works hard, you know. And I don't know if you've played football, coach. Me, when I play football, like when you work, and I'm not saying it's the same level, but he's human. He's working. Then he gets to the box, bruv, he just shattered. There's times he looks shattered in front of goal.
And then it goes back to what Jose said about him. Remember when the report was getting onto Jose when we needed a striker? Said, "Oh, Lacazette went to Arsenal. Why do you go for Lacazette? You don't last 90 minutes." My stat people's already told me that. You don't last 90 minutes. He's always coming off. You don't have he can't keep up the energy of the Premier League for 90 minutes. That's why you see Lacazette always coming off. Because he doesn't have he has the work rate, but he doesn't have the stamina.
He's got quality in front of goal though.
But he doesn't have the stamina to keep up that same sort of level, whereas Aubameyang does. And that's when you see when he's not there, when Lacazette has to be the A striker, he starts to struggle. Because he does the work off the pitch, like you said, he works hard, but he can't keep up that stamina and whatnot, which then shows his deficiencies in his game.
And where do you see Chelsea like right now in terms of they're just coasting through? They had the transfer ban. Now they're in 4th. They're dropping points here and there. No one's taking advantage of it.
Points.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
So do you reckon they can hold on to 4th?
They can. Right now they're in pole position. It's only 5 points as well. So if nobody's gonna punish them for dropping points, then they're gonna be there for the rest of the season. And that's what's happened. Everyone around them has dropped points when they've dropped points, and then everyone wins when they win. It's just been a weird one for 4th place this season, but they're in it with a good chance. We're in it, United, with a good chance. Who's behind us as well? Is it Sheffield United and Wolves?
Wolves.
They're in it with a good chance as well. So it could be anyone's spot. Anyone's spot.
Yeah, that's it. That's the football done. What was I gonna say? Did you catch the Connor fight? Connor, you didn't. So I'm gonna talk to myself here. I'll talk to my listeners, man. Let me ramble on for a bit. So I'm just gonna have a conversation with my listeners. Connor, he came back against Cowboy Cerrone. Many people were skeptical about the matchup when it was made. They were saying, this is an easy fight, but I personally didn't think it would be an easy fight. Cowboy Cerrone he's a seasoned vet. He's been there, he's done that. He's been through wars. Obviously, he's coming to the end of his career. 37 years old. Connor was the more fresher fighter. So you'd expect Conor to win, and you was really hoping for Conor to win because there's so many potential big fights out there. You know, you got Khabib, you got that's the rematch. Then you got Masvidal, then you got Kamaru Usman at 170 for the title. So yeah, I mean, literally, Conor blitzed him. I didn't expect it. It was impressive. Got through Cowboy in 40 seconds, which is his second fastest victory. So now he said he looks good. He feels good at the 170 weight, and I think he looks good at 170. So we'll see if he stays in that weight class to fight Masvidal. Dana White after the fight actually did say the Masvidal fight is pointless. That Masvidal hasn't got a title, even though he's got the BMF title. But he feels that Conor needs to run it back with Khabib. Obviously, he's thinking from the financial aspect probably, because he said that that's the biggest fight right now potentially. That could be in the same breath as like Hagler Hearns. He says it could be bigger than the Floyd fight, the Floyd rematch, because Floyd put a post out saying let's run it back as well. I don't know what Floyd is on, by the way. Floyd is maybe he's just looking for another payday. I don't know what he's on, but yeah. So for me personally, the way I would see it going, because Khabib's got he's got Ferguson, that title fight coming up, I think is April. Conor only fought 40 seconds. He's fresh. You know, I would let Conor fight in March. There's a card in March that hasn't got a main event in it. I would let Conor fight Masvidal, let them get it on, and then see, he can go two ways. He can either fight, the winner can either fight Kamaru Usman at 170, or Conor could just say, cool, I fought Masvidal. Whether he wins or loses, I think he could still fight Khabib anyway, because that's the big one we all want to see. So yeah, that's the UFC roundup. Boxing, before we get out of it, did you see the press conference, coach? Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury.
No, I didn't watch that. I'm not excited about this fight anyway. So it's for me just Wilder's just ducking White, and I just don't like the way people let him get away with that sort of stuff on the WBC side of things. But everyone wants to come at Joshua for ducking Wilder, all that foolishness that happened. So for me, I'm hoping that Fury.
No, I get that though, but Fury's a better fighter than White. He's a harder fighter. So how can you say duck?
No, but I'm not necessarily styles make fights, but I'm saying that with this fight here, I'm hoping that Fury wins. I'm backing Fury, and then because I know Fury will fight Joshua, and I know that will happen next. Personally, I think that will happen next after Joshua beats who he beats, Pulev or whoever he's got to play and fight. But
where would that leave Wilder if he loses against Fury, no belts, and he's been, according to you, ducking? Where would that leave him?
What I'm saying is that you're out the loop now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you're out the loop. No one cares about you no more. No one, you're not anything. Now you have to do what you catch Wilder doing. Wilder will be at every press conference in London, in England. Anything going on in England that's got to do with Fury or Joshua, he might even just turn up and do the wild stuff. Yeah, you guys are avoiding me. I want that belt back. Yo, Joshua, I want your belt back. Because you're now irrelevant. You're irrelevant in America anyway. You don't sell out arenas, so you're already irrelevant. Now you don't have your belt. You're just going to be living in London. That's what he'll be doing soon. He'll buy a place in London, and he will just be touring everywhere that Joshua and Fury are at to just make sure that his name is still in the circle. Because if he loses to Fury, he's out of the circle for at least a year. He's not going to get a title shot for probably at least a year.
How do you think Fury beats him? The boxer move thing, or because in the press conference, Fury said, he sacked Ben Davison, right? Yeah. He said, I've sacked Ben Davison because I'm not on this boxing move stuff. I've had enough points, decision, victories, and I'm not gonna get that in the States with these judges. So I've hired I can't remember the trainer's name, but he's hired someone, and he's basically a puncher. You know, he said Fury said he's coming to stand in the middle and do the 1-2s. You know, them trade-offs. But I don't see him knocking out Wilder.
He's not doing that. But he might have a bit more punching power. Like, he will still have to move and stuff like that. But
he tagged Wilder.
Wilder gets tagged a lot, though. Like, Wilder's also got a good chin as well. Like, he gets tagged a lot, but it's just that Wilder's right hand, just when it hits you, just puts people to sleep. So it negates everything that you saw, the deficiencies in Wilder. But I hope Fury wins, man. Like, I'm not a big Fury fan like that, but I know for a fact he won't be scared to fight Joshua straight away. He won't be scared to fight White straight away if necessary. He won't be scared.
If Deontay Wilder beats him, or whether Fury wins, whoever, Deontay Wilder's he gets the winner.
What do you mean?
Not Deontay Wilder, sorry. Dillian White fights the winner of that fight.
Is that set in stone?
I swear it is, no?
I don't think it's set in stone, man. I seriously.
He got his number one back. He's back.
Apparently, things got some franchise belt now from the WBC, so that's another belt above the main belt. So if you got the franchise thing,
Coach, come to UFC, bro. I swear, Coach. You see, yeah, you're just knocking it. You're like, nah, man, it's too bloody, bro. Yeah. One belt. You don't duck anyone.
And I get the UFC stuff. It's just the guys in the pants just wrestling around.
In the pants.
I can't deal with that, blood. For 3 minutes.
So basically,
3 rounds for 5 minutes or something like that.
If it's not a title fight, it's 3 minute, 5 minute rounds, 5 minute rounds. But if it's a title fight or a main event, it's 5.
I'm not waiting up 4 a.m. to watch them sort of fights. There, it's not for me, man. I can't. The grappling and the wrestling. I'm not a fan of the art, so I don't want to pretend like I'm a fan.
Wait, you're not a fan of what art?
Whatever they do,
exactly, bro. Imagine, just put it this way: have you ever thought what would happen if this guy that knows karate fights this guy who's a mad stand-up fighter? Surely, like in your head back in the day, you used to think, oh yeah, those two styles, who's the better art out of the two? This is mixed martial arts, so you have different styles against different styles.
I just think it's harder to hit someone and avoid getting hit. I prefer that art.
You prefer the science of it?
Yeah, I prefer the science of it, like, because I think that's very hard as well. I mean, grappling and karate moves and all that. It's just great, man. It's just wonderful. Climbing the cage when you win and this and that. It's wonderful, man. Blood splatter everywhere. Cool, but I just like it when a man can hit and not get hit. Like that, the sweet science of boxing. That's why a lot of people, when they were talking,
you know, you can like both though, right?
No,
I love both.
If you like both, you like. I'm saying to you, it's not, the grappling thing is not for me.
Not everyone grapples though.
Okay, what I'm saying is UFC is not for me. Like the whole.
Can I show you 3 fights? Yeah.
Yeah.
One time, find time. Let me. I'll show you 3 fights.
Yeah.
I'll send you 3 fights.
Yeah.
And tell me what you like. So you like hit and not get hit. So you like stand up, right? Combat. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will show you 3 fights of that. And tell me what you think.
Okay, cool. That's a deal. That's a deal.
Trust me, man. Because you like fighting, so I don't see why someone can like boxing but not like that. Trust me.
Okay,
but
show me.
I will show you, definitely. You know what? Listeners, if you can actually help me, because I've got bears. Yeah. But I'm saying, if anyone's got a particular one in mind, to show Coach, then let me know. And just put in the comments or whatever, and I'll show him to try and get him on the UFC side. But yeah. First podcast of the year. Thank you for joining us. It's been a good one. We'll be here all year with you guys. Yeah, man. Peace and love. 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 Peace and love.